Hi guys, it's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV, and welcome back to my channel. All right guys, so today I am actually in my herb tea row that I created right outside of my garden space because I needed to have space for my herbs and teas and things like that. While gardening is extremely important and you want the fruits and vegetables and things, you also want the herbs that will help for medicinal purposes, help you with cold and cough, provide you with teas and things like that. I already had a few things planted, but I also added a few things. So I got to plant those things in today. And so, yeah, so come along with me. We'll plant some things in, let you guys know what I have. And I want to build a little structure around herb row as well. So, yeah, I figured I'll turn the camera on and let you guys follow along with me as I get this done. All right, let's go. All right, guys. So the very first thing that we're going to be planting in today is we're going to be planting in our little eucalyptus starts. So I really wanted eucalyptus in my garden. I love putting it in my shower and things like that. So I had to get eucalyptus that I wanted to add to herb and tea row. So this is going to be the first thing that we're going to plant in today. And our soil, the bags are already filled up and things like that. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 things I'm gonna plant, and then I'll let you guys know exactly everything that we have going on here in herb row. All right, so let's go ahead and get these little eucalyptus starts planted, and then we'll move on to the next one. And I'm just adding some earthworm castings. I got this from Costco. And then we're just adding some tomato and vegetable fertilizer. It's a 454 to the bag. Y'all already know the drill by now, so I really been using the same fertilizers, and of course earthworm castings is a staple soil amendment, should be a staple soil amendment in everyone's gardens. So yeah, right. And let me just pop it out of these little cups. They in these little tiny little cups. It's so sensitive, and it is fully root bound. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's fully root bound. So ooh, the roots are sensitive too, so I don't even know if I want to like pull them or anything like that, because I don't want them to like fall apart and not do what I need it to do. So I'm gonna just do a little rubbing back and forth like that, and then we're just gonna stick this one right here on this side. Right, that's in the dirt, and then we'll just stick the other one like right across from it, and we're just gonna like just rub it back and forth a little bit because this thing is sensitive. Good Lord. And then we're just gonna stick it right on that side. And then that is it. Okay, and then the next thing in line for us to do is going to be the lemongrass. And as a matter of fact, there's going to be something I want to add to the same pot as the lemongrass. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. So I'm not sure how much this is going to work, but I heard that ginger root and lemongrass are good companions for each other. So what I'm gonna try to do is, because there's a lot of lemongrass here, I'm gonna try to bury this lemongrass a little bit deep and then put the ginger root like right on the side of it, on top, closer to the top of the soil, because ginger root don't need to be planted too deep. But yeah, so we're gonna give this a try. I don't know how much it'll work. I don't even know if it'll survive, or if I should be doing this or just put it in a separate container by itself. You know what? I'm gonna just put this little piece of ginger root in a container by itself. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna actually put the ginger root in here. So the soil that I take out of here for the lemongrass, I'll put it in here, and then we'll stick the ginger root in here and just leave it right over here by herb row, so it'll start to grow. All right, so let me just dig out some of this soil. I'm gonna put it right in here. I just made this soil a few days ago. It's nice and fluffy and stuff, but it's dry. It done stopped raining, so it done got pretty, stuff are getting pretty dry already. It's like it goes from raining to being like super hot or whatever. So I'm trying to create a hole so I can just stick the lemongrass in and get those roots on there. We'll just do that to the roots, tickle the roots a little bit so they can kind of like become untangled. Yeah, and that looks pretty good. And then, oops, let me fertilize the soil. That will help. Y'all, my dogs have been loving being out in the garden. What are y'all eating? Child. Them dogs, I don't know what they doing. I'm trying to take out enough soil so I can put this in. Hold on. Let me take out some more of this soil, because I'm trying to, the soil keep falling into the little hole that I'm trying to make for this thing. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. And then we'll just build that soil back in right around it. Okay. Yes. Push that down just a little bit. Push that down. And then build the soil around it. Let me get a little bit of this soil. The ginger root does not have to be really, really deep. They prefer something wider and more shallow. So doesn't need like a whole bunch of soil, at least not right now. All right. And then, yeah, so this is the soil that we're gonna have for the ginger root. And then let me just fertilize it a little bit. Fertilize that. And then we're just gonna stick the ginger root directly down in there. And then we're just gonna push it in and then just barely cover it up with soil. It does not need to be covered up with a whole bunch of soil. So that's about it right here. And we've added ginger root to herb row. All right. So moving right along here, guys. The next thing we are going to be planting is going to be our sage. Now, I originally had this sage companion planted with the tomatoes, but I decided to move them out and companion plant something else with the tomatoes. So we're just going to plant the 2 sage plants like right in this one pot together. I used to just use sage to burn and things like that. And I actually tried sage on my steak one day when I cooked it, and it was actually pretty good. It enhanced the flavor of the steak really, really nicely. So I'm definitely going to be using sage in more cooking as well. So move that over just a bit and stick that right in there. Yep. And then let me move some to the side for the other one. And then we'll just stick that right in there beside it. All right. And there we have it. Our 2 sage plants are good and ready to go. All right, moving right along down the road, guys. We are making good progress. I told myself I did not want to be out here too late tonight. I can only really get out in the evenings because I work all day. So I don't want to be out here too late tonight, guys. All right. And the last thing that we are going to be planting, which was looking good a few days ago, but it is thirsty. When I tell you this thing is so thirsty, this is actually my sweet mint that I'm going to be planting. And of course, mint is one of those staples that you want to have in any herb garden, because of course it is the base of many herbal teas. So very, very important to have. All right, mix those amendments in there, and then move the dirt around a bit, and then we're just gonna pop it in there. Oh, it's so dry. Oh, yeah, that is so dry. There you go, baby. Let me pop you right in there, cause baby, you are struggling to hold on. Now, I am not going to be watering these plants right now because the water is still hot. The sun is still out, even though in this specific area it's a little bit shady, but the sun is definitely still out, and I don't want the water to burn or anything like that. So I'll be watering in when I get off of work at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll go ahead and water everything in. But guys, that is it for everything that I needed to plant in herb row. And so let me tell you guys everything that we have. All right, guys, now that we have everything planted in, let me explain to you guys everything that we have in herb row. Starting right here at this end, we have Moroccan mint as well as stevia. We all know that stevia is, or if you didn't know, stevia is a sugar alternative. I tried one of the leaves and it was actually pretty sweet. It tasted pretty good. So I'm excited about the stevia growing. They say stevia and mint are really good companions, but they don't recommend you to put them in the same pot as the mint may become invasive. But I just wanted to give it a try and experiment with it. Then of course you guys seen me just plant our sweet mint as well as our sage and our lemongrass. Right over here, we do have bee balm and echinacea. That is going to be in the same bag as well. Then right over here, we have lemon balm, which I totally love for teas and things like that. Then you guys also just see me plant the eucalyptus. And then right over here, we do have rosemary and lavender. Lavender has been grown from seed. That is the only herb that is on herb row that has been grown from seed by myself. So, and then of course, we got our ginger right down there that we're just gonna add to herb row. So to give you guys a good view, let me get this out the way. To give you guys a good view, this is herb row. Look at that, guys. We have 8 5-gallon grow bags that makes up herb row. Yes. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit of fencing around herb row to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing and to not make it as easy for whatever animal decide they want to try to get at it. So let's go ahead and add a fence around there. All right, guys, so this little fence that we put up is not going to be stopping nothing at all, but hey, it's already up, and I just made a little border on this one side. I jutted it out too far out on that side, so I didn't even put a border over there. But hey, it looks good for what it is, and herb row is finally completed. Yes. All right, guys, so that is it for today. Another video down, another portion of the garden completed. In about a week or two, guys, we'll be doing our very first garden tour. So something really exciting for you guys to look forward to. Outside of that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also hit that post notification bell so you know every single time I'll post a video. And until the next time, fam, peace.